Got it? All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great job, gentlemen. Great job. That's kind of like what we're going to be doing on Thursday. I need you guys to be the equipment people. You get a chance to learn some things about equipment. This is your age. You guys are the technology age, so, those are things that you can do, that you like, and that you'll be interested in learning about. So I'm going to let you guys handle, those jobs, all right? All right, so today I want to talk a little bit about, last night I did a podcast, and my podcast is about, look in the window, make sure you can see all of me. But my podcast last night was titled, Success is not about who you are, but about how hard you're willing to work for it. Success is not about who you are, but it's about how hard you are willing to work for it. And yesterday, as I went to get some copies, I went to print off your homework so you can take it home. Matter of fact, who brought their homework today? Nobody? Okay. Okay, good. But I was in the copy room, and all of a sudden that thought just came to my mind. Success. Success is not about who you are, but it's about how hard you work. I don't know if it was something that I heard, sometime in the past or what, but the thought came to my mind. And I think the motivation was that every time I look at a new class, one of the things that I've noticed is that many of us don't believe that we have the ability to be successful. Okay? Many of us don't. Guys, you can't be doing all that because it'll pick up in the video. All right? So one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of times, because we don't come just like I was when I came up in the projects. I came up in a community where I didn't see people that was lawyers and doctors and things of that nature until we went to juvenile or something like that. That was the only time that I saw people like that. But I didn't have those kind of people in my family. So we came up thinking that the only way or the only chance that we had to be successful was that we had to do illegal things, sell drugs and doing things like that, robbing people. That was a common thing because we didn't believe that we can do great things. Of course, everybody said that they wanted to play in the NBA, but was that a reality in our mind a lot of times? Not so much. Okay? And so people still do that today. But I realized a long time ago that the first thing I had to do was, instead of just teaching math and science and social studies, and language arts all the time, I had to do something else, because if you're not motivated to learn math and science and language arts and all those things, it's not going to do me any good, right? Right? Because that's how I was. I sat in the classroom. I didn't see the need for math. Why? I didn't see the need for me to learn science. Okay? Of course, I'm already, I'm going to have to sell drugs to make that kind of success that I see other people doing. So why learn math? Why do all of those things? And so I knew early on that's what I had to do. I had to change the mindset. Okay? I had to change student mindsets in order for us to reach that particular point. Emmett Smith, one of his quotes, I use that quote all the time, because Emmett Smith said, God made everybody equal, but successful people work harder in the off season. Okay? Not only that, Emmett Smith was saying that successful people, the difference between successful people and people that don't make it is that successful people work harder when they don't have to. They work harder when nobody is looking at them working. They work harder because they're desperate to become successful. They're desperate to make it. Okay? Inky Johnson was a football player, and I don't know, did y'all see the video of Inky Johnson, the guy that played for the University of Tennessee, and he messed up his arm? He was on his way to the NFL, and he messed up his arm. And, you know, he was just like 5 games away from being in the first round draft pick for the NFL. And he messed around, made a tackle, and they ended up having to save his life after that one tackle. But he lost the use of his arm. Okay? And Inky, he was struck by that because Inky came from the projects as well. They lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, and mom had like 8 kids. So they all slept on one bed. And so he grew up saying, I have to get my family out of here. So he worked extra hard. He stayed out to practice late. So Inky was frustrated because he never cheated. He never cheated. He always worked hard. But guess what? Once he survived everything, he found another way to make himself successful. And now Inky Johnson goes around making $50,000 every time he speaks somewhere. He reinvented himself. So the purpose is, success is not about where you were born. It's not about what family you came from. It's not about who you are. Because anybody can be successful. Tyler Perry, he was somebody just like us, just like you, trying to make it, living in his car. Okay, homeless. Steve Harvey was homeless. They were living in their car trying to make it. Regular, common people. Okay, so anybody can make it. We see some people make it to success because they were born into it. Okay, a lot of people were born into it. A lot of people had something to start with. And what I mean by that is, you know, sometime in our fellow brother white communities, at least some of their parents would even get an insurance policy, you know, so that when they die, the kids would at least have something to start off with. Well, in the black community, sometimes we don't do that because we don't have the money and we don't think it's important to have things like that. Yes?
My grandma, she put insurance on hers, so when she died, I get the money.
Smart lady. And that's, you know, that's what a lot of our white brothers' parents do. They at least leave them with something because most of the time it's good if you can start off with something, you know, a legacy, an insurance policy or something. But then there's others that go straight from rag to riches, because that's my story. I was, you know, I didn't start off with anything. Everything we got, we had to make. Okay? So we know that anybody can make it to be successful. But here's the kicker. Out of all those 3 groups, people that are born into it, people that have something to start out, and those that go from rag to riches, if they want to keep it, even those that's born with it, if they want to keep it, they have to share some of the same characteristics. And that is, they have to be able to work hard. Gotta have a work ethic. Have to. That's why I'm so hard on you guys, man. I challenge you a lot. You know, some of the work is hard. You know, because I know that if you accept that challenge, other challenges in life, you'll be able to overcome. Because that's the other thing they have to have. They have to have the ability to persevere and overcome difficult things. You do. You know, if you're a person that always gives up and say, that's too hard, Jada, this is way too hard for me. If you're a person that starts out doing that and you do that for the rest of your life, you'll never make it to be anything. Okay? And it's nobody's fault but yours. Because, again, success is not about who you are, where you come from. It's about, are you willing to work hard for you? Okay? Yes?
Sometimes when I like cook sometimes like when we work, let people work,
Mhm.
and I'm like, it's too hard, I can't do it. Cause you know, I couldn't do it.
Right.
My friend, I never learned, I can't do it yet.
Mhm.
Cause it's too hard, and I,
And you know the thing that I noticed about you, Jada, that once you settle down and you listen to what we're saying to you, then all of a sudden we see that light bulb come on and you're excited. You say, oh, I know how to do it. Okay? So, but that's the kind of mindset that we have to keep building on. Okay? And we can't be in and out of that mindset. We have to be able to accept challenges. Because if you don't learn how to accept challenges, because anytime you're trying to be successful, you are going to have to go through some stuff. Okay? Nobody is exempt from that. We have to go through some stuff. The fact that you're successful in the first place meant that you had to go through something. Okay? So it's not about who we are. It's not. Anybody can make it to be successful, but we all have to learn how to work hard, to persevere, and to pick ourselves up when we get knocked down. Okay? We have to learn how to do that. Okay? And that's why I keep saying, Anthony, we have to learn how to ignore things that people say that are negative, because sometimes they only want to get a rise out of us. Okay? And when you go through life and you allow people to do that, it's going to frustrate you and it's going to stop you from going where you need to go. Okay? Don't model yourself off of people that are not doing things that are leading them to success. Because I see, man, there are some things that you can pick up, man, just like that. You just have to develop that confidence in yourself that you pick it up just like that. And you don't want that to go to waste. Okay? So, success is not about who we are. It's not. You can come from any walk of life. You can come from any project, any hood. You can come from any neighborhood and still be successful, because it's about, am I willing to work hard for it? Okay? Now, I want to leave you with this, like I leave everybody on my podcast. I always say this little statement. Be all you can be by doing all you can do. Okay? I'll leave you with that. Be all you can be by doing all you can do. Don't leave nothing left. When I used to tell my basketball players, I say, this is the kind of energy I want you to play with. When you come back to the sideline, at the end of that game, you should be spent. You shouldn't have nothing left. That should be everything that you had should be left on that basketball court. Alright? So remember that. Be all you can be by doing all you can do.